Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if you hear a fan in the background. I can't turn it off. My husband's working over here and he has a portable hard drive that for some reason overheats unless we have a fan on it. And I don't have anywhere else to go. So the choices were children yelling or fan. I'm hoping when I go back to edit this, I can get rid of the fan noises. But if I can't, sorry, you've been warned. If you don't want to watch this, I understand. Okay, so hi. If you're new here, hi, I'm Leanna. I make videos about my family, and we homeschool, we homestead, and we kind of just live a life that makes us happy. I wouldn't call it non-traditional because I think in the past most people homeschooled their kids and until modern times, and I wouldn't call it non-traditional because we're kind of growing our own food and doing all the things that people have done in history, and that's what I got. For all my returning subscribers, hi, I see you. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to make another video. I'm going to explain, and this is what happened. And it's not an excuse, it's just life. So, end of February, beginning of March? Yeah, end of February, beginning of March, I started feeling sick. And I think it was March. I think the end of February was the last time I filmed, but I meant to post beginning of March, and I didn't, and this is why. I started to feel sick, I had fever, all of a sudden a rash showed up on my chest, I started feeling weak. I went to immediate care, urgent care, whatever you want to call it. They told me I had shingles. I was like, are you serious? They were like, yes, we are. I was like, that's an old person's disease. They said, well, you get it when you get stressed. And I was like, okay, and if you ever had chickenpox, you're gonna get shingles. Or 98% of the time you'll get shingles. Anyways, I don't know the stats. It's me pulling a number out of my butt. Don't quote me on that. But a lot of people get shingles if they've had chickenpox. So I'm the lucky number, I got shingles. I ended up having shingles for a whole month, got into my lymph nodes, and I was literally sick with the virus for a month, even though they gave me medicine. Because all they can do is give you an antiviral and hope for the best. And finally, the virus passed, but I spent all of March being sick and not even able to get out of bed because I was just that sick. And then April came, and well, I was recovering, like literally recovering. Like the first week of April, I still probably had the virus, and then the rest of April I was recovering because it got in my lymph nodes and it was in my joints, and it was a very serious case of the shingles. It was awful. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. It was awful. Like, I'm not even playing. And I have been spending April recovering, trying to get better. I was still really sick in April. And May recovering. So now I finally feel healthy, and we're coming up on June, and school year's ending. Everything's been doing good. If you're here because of homestead stuff, this is a homeschool video. Well, it's going to be. I'm just explaining. I have homestead stuff planned because it's that time of year where we do a lot on the homestead. Like, we have new chickens. I'll show you guys that and all that jazz. We hatched our own chickens. That was exciting. But that's pretty much what's going on. This is also the time of year, this is the most busiest time of year. This is where we wrap up school for the grade they're in, and we prepare for the new grade they're going into. And we plant our garden, and we either hatch new eggs or we do something we get a new animal or whatever it is. We've had a lot of that happen, so things just kind of got away from me. We hatched our new animals, we planted our garden, we have been working on our house. We got 2 new dogs. Yeah, we got 2 new dogs. The count is 3. We've done a lot in the past few months since I had, and honestly, I just needed a social media break. I was burnt out on social media, and I just needed a break. So I'm ready to be back at it. We'll see how well I do. I am feeling a lot healthier now since I took that break, and I am feeling a lot healthier since I've recovered from the shingles, which is such a weird thing to say I had. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, so it's not that big a deal. It was awful. plain awful. One of the worst viruses you can get, and I really don't wish that on anyone. I got one of the worst versions of it. It's just ugh. So, anyways, moving on. Today's topic is where do I get my curriculum? That is the most asked question I get on all of my videos. Whenever I say I homeschool, first question everybody wants to ask is, where do you get your books? How do you educate your kids? How do I do this too? So one of the most requested things is, I want to get the books you get. Okay, so I always do a curriculum haul, which I do have planned. I have not ordered our new curriculum. I'm a little bit behind in that this year. I usually order it around April, but again, I was sick recovering, so I'm going to give myself a little slack for that one. But I will tell you where I normally buy it. Please do not buy them out because I haven't bought mine yet, and I would be really sad if I couldn't buy mine. Okay, so this is also the time of year when I do get that question the most, where do you buy it? Because most people are starting to think about, am I going to homeschool next year? The quickest thing I can say is, if you're going to buy a curriculum and you're not going to do a box curriculum, I will tell you where to get box curriculum if that's what you're interested in. I have a whole video on the different types of curriculums. Go watch that so you understand the lingo. The box curriculum is just an all-in-one curriculum. I'll tell you where to get those. Specifically where I get my curriculum, because I do not do box curriculum with my children, is I get ideas from Pinterest. I look stuff up on YouTube. YouTube is great. I go to the local library, and that is another big resource for my family for homeschool stuff. Bookstores, Barnes and Nobles, secondhand bookstores, your local bookstore. Most bookstores have a section of educational books of some kind. They will have workbooks, they will have biographies, and basically what I do is I figure out what I want my children to learn that year. I talk to them about their interests, about what they want to learn, and I come up with a compromise of a mixture of what I would want them to know before they graduated high school and what they want to know. Because honestly, homeschooling, that's what it's about, letting your kids explore their interests and figuring out what they want to do. OutSchool is a great resource because it is literally, you pay for classes, you pay per week, you can pause your subscription and you can start new subscriptions. They have a crap ton of stuff on there, and I noticed that they started doing lower elementary school full classes and high school full class. They basically have elementary school through high school full-on classes, like a history class or a biology class, or they have reading classes on there. Just go check out OutSchool. I'm not sponsored, I just really like them. Another place I use is study.com, and I do have an affiliate link. I will leave that down below, so if you want to subscribe to them, that's cool. It's really, honestly, study.com, you can teach yourself anything, and I've taught myself stuff through them. I'm not only affiliated with them because I have an affiliate link, but I use them myself, and I really like them and enjoy them, and I'm not just saying that. I also utilize classes that are locally, that's not proper English. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you to homeschool your kids, and I'm not using proper English. I utilize local classes. There are some tutoring centers locally that I've looked into for my kids. There are ballet and stuff like that. But for traditional curriculum, which is what usually, I'm still not talking properly, sorry guys. Hi, I speak Leanna. For traditional curriculum, which is what people are usually meaning when they ask me, where do you get your curriculum from? I go to Amazon. Amazon has an entire book section. Most people know this when they've shopped off Amazon. Amazon has so many books you can't even imagine the amount of books. So it's a great place. It's a great big box store on the internet to get what you want, one-stop shop. If you're fortunate, I do know that some states have homeschool stores, and they're literally called homeschool stores, and or they'll be called something else, and everybody refers to it as the homeschool store, and they'll have a lot of curriculum there. You'll have to do a search on Google for your local area for that. I like to do Google Maps and look that up that way. Another way I get curriculum is through homeschool co-op curriculum swaps. That is usually an event held by your local homeschool group. quick search on Facebook and you should be able to find your local group. Put your local city or even just your state and the region you are in that state, and you should be able to find your local homeschool group. Homeschool co-ops and groups are not for everyone, but they are a great place to find curriculum if you want to shop locally, which a lot of people do when it comes to their curriculum. A lot of people like to look at the book before they purchase the book. That's why I always give a full-on review in my homeschool hauls of what we bought that year for each kid, because I want to let you know what you're purchasing if you purchase what I purchase. Another thing I like to do is I like to get the curriculum books for, especially this is something I do for elementary school, and when I say curriculum books, I mean like fifth grade full curriculum. You'll see it like written on the corner there, and it's like a big thick workbook. That I use as a guide for my own kids for elementary school, because honestly it'll have every subject in there that your kid needs to go over, and then I expound upon that based on what I feel like they need more practice in, or they need more information on a specific topic. Those are the workbooks. Those are like my big workbooks that you see at like Walmart. You can find those at Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Costco. They have all those big, thick workbooks. abcmouse.com. That's another good curriculum for kids. I personally have a subscription to ABC Mouse. I like them. I've used them with all 4 of my kids for reading, and it does speed up the learning to read process. Hookedonphonics.com. Not affiliated, but love the program. If you want to get their stuff, you go directly to their website, and they have an app now and subscriptions and stuff you can do for that. If you're looking for a foreign language, there's a plethora of sites that do foreign language curriculums, and I will do an entire video on that, because I could literally talk for hours about where to find your foreign language. But it's not really hard to find curriculum. It's just knowing what you're looking for. If you're new to this and you're not shopping for a full box set, go to Amazon. Do a search for the grade level your child's in, and then Amazon will give you suggestions based on that grade level. Also, Walmart started doing this on their website, so you can go to Walmart and do that too. Target, when I shop at Target online for books, I usually know the book I'm looking for, and I'm just price checking based on what I found on Amazon, or I saw suggested in a group, or I saw suggested on Walmart. In the store in Walmart, if you go to the office supply area, where all the they have the kids section of the office supply area, where they have like the coloring books and stuff like that, you can find some curriculum books in there. Sometimes they'll have them, if they're not in there, they will be over in the reading section in Walmart, and then there will be curriculum books in there. Those are usually, don't quote me on this, because sometimes they have older levels, older grade levels. It'll usually be the lower elementary school and preschool workbooks in there, but they're good to start with, and they have basic I can read, it'll say on the corner I can read books, and those are good to get for your kids if you're teaching them to learn to read, and they will have educational games and stuff like that in that area. When it is grades kindergarten through, I'd say second's probably where we get, the end of second is when we get a little more serious about school. Kindergarten through 2nd grade, the first half of 2nd grade, I let my kid do 90% play and 10% work, which is just a fancy way of saying she will do a workbook for about 30 minutes. Maybe she'll do 30 minutes to an hour on ABC Mouse, and the rest of the time we learn through play. We do educational games, we watch educational videos, we go to fun places that are also educational, and she takes classes that are fun. And that's how I suggest everyone teach their kids, because I found that when I backed off for my kids from pre-K all the way into the first half of 2nd grade, my kids were more happy and more excited and more willing to learn new things than when I was like, all right, because homeschool's not school at home. I mean, for some people it is, but that's not us. So For those grades levels, people a lot of the time be like, I found the workbook you were talking about, which again is the big curriculum workbook, and it'll say like, sometimes it'll be like Brain Quest is the brand, and I think the off brand is usually like Walmart's brand or Target brand, and it says my curriculum for 5th grade or 3rd grade or whatever grade it is. A lot of people will be like, I don't feel like that's enough. And for certain things in that book, it will not be enough. I do not use that as the full curriculum. I use it as a guide. And if you go back and watch my previous curriculum videos, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say about these books. But they are great guides, and they're great starters to get you going. And a lot of people, when they're trying to do school at home, they don't feel like that's enough. And I get that, but that's not what I do. I do homeschool, not school at home. So I'm just telling you where we purchase from. Also, Walmart does have, at least Walmart.com, I don't know in the actual store, but on Walmart.com, they do have official math workbooks, official reading workbooks, and language arts, science, that kind of stuff. I also suggest when you go to purchase things to supplement workbooks, because even if you buy a full-on like math curriculum, say you buy a Beck of Math, which you can get at Amazon.com, you can get at Target.com, you can get at Walmart.com. If you buy a Beck of Math, you're going to feel like this isn't enough for my 1st grader. She's not really grasping the concept. So you can purchase like books to read about specific math. I don't want to say the word functions, but that is what it is. Math skills, I'll put it that way. For certain math skills, you can find certain books to read with them that expound upon those math skills. You can find what some people call manipulatives, curriculum boxes tend to call it that, for math, that are like, what do you call them? Multiplication charts. I'm sorry. Brain's still having a brain fog today. I don't even know what's going on with that. You can find like multiplication charts. You can find counting blocks and things like that at Amazon.com to add to the workbook. So I suggest Amazon.com because you can find a lot of things in your child's age group or grade level for their stuff. I also suggest Walmart.com and Walmart in person, because sometimes they'll have some sales in person. I find curriculum, all the big box stores. I've already said that like 5 times. You can also find curriculum at teacherspayteachers.com. They'll have little lessons specifically that are mapped out that you don't have to put a lot of effort into. If you're looking for big box curriculum, which is what a lot of people are asking for when they ask me where do I get my curriculum, I suggest going to k12.com. They sell their curriculum in full. Easypeasy.com, that's a free curriculum. So if you're on a budget, go there. I've been there. I've done my entire work from there before. Time for Learning is an online curriculum. You can do that. You can do, what's another online curriculum? ABC Mouse is technically an online curriculum, but I wouldn't suggest using only ABC Mouse because it does need some filler sometimes. You can go specifically to Amazon and look up for your age group, and then you can go directly to, like if you like a specific book from a curriculum, like there's Moving Beyond the Page. That's a full box curriculum if you would like it to be a full box curriculum. Their website, movingbeyondthepage.com, you can buy their entire curriculum based on age group. If you like a specific brand that you find on Amazon or Walmart or Target's website or Barnes & Noble, Barnes & Noble's a great place to get books, especially for high school. If you find a book there that you like, made by a specific publisher, you can go to that publisher's website and purchase curriculum directly from the publisher. Sometimes it's cheaper. Sometimes you have a better way of finding all of the stuff together. The big books that are made for middle school and high school, like everything you need to know about science, middle school science in one big notebook. They also have several other books that go in that series, you can go directly to their publisher's site. I would look up the book on Amazon first, and then they'll usually list you everybody, and you can go to their site specifically. Like, it's not too hard to find curriculum. It just takes a lot of searching. There is no one-stop shop unless you're going to a big box store, and that might not be your one stop for purchasing, because you might be like, that's overpriced, let me go look around. It's just a little bit of talking to your local homeschool groups, finding out what they might suggest, and going to bookstores, going to big box stores, going to curriculum swaps, going to the publisher directly. That's pretty much how I get all my curriculum. You can go to Teachers Pay Teachers, you can go to Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of ideas and will tell you where to, you'll click on the link from Pinterest and it'll take you to the website of whoever's suggesting that curriculum, and then they'll tell you exactly where to get what it is you're looking for. There's a lot of fully mapped out lessons. Like I said, easypeasy.com. There is no one place to get curriculum. You just pretty much do a search on the internet for the specific one you're looking for, and you go. If that's overwhelming, because I know that can be overwhelming, just go to one of the big box stores like Amazon or Walmart or Costco or Sam's or Target, and just do a search on their website. That's the easiest way to start. If you're looking for box all-in-one, you know what? I'll do a whole video on all-in-one box curriculum. But that's usually going from the publisher of the curriculum, which you'll usually find one of their books on one of the big box stores, and then you can go directly to the publisher of that book and look it up. For books to read with kids, just go to Amazon and do a search for, I know I keep saying Amazon, go there and do a search for science books specifically and your age group, and then you will find a lot. I know this video is kind of jumbled, but that's really it. It sounds harder than what it is. It is very overwhelming. My email address is on my About Me page. If you want to email me and you need more help than what you're getting in my videos or you're getting from your local homeschool groups, feel free to email me. Leave a comment down below and I will respond to every comment and try to help you further if I can. I know starting homeschooling is overwhelming. It's scary. I was terrified when I first started. I wasn't homeschooled. I was public schooled. No one in my family was ever homeschooled. Still no one but my kids in my family are homeschooled. And I'm doing this completely flying by the seat of my pants, learning everything as I go. And it is overwhelming at times, especially since I just now got a high schooler, and that is the most scary time to homeschool, because you're like, stuff's getting real and he's getting ready to enter the real world. So if you have questions, you need answers, leave your questions down below. I will try my hardest to answer all of your questions, or I will point you over to my blog, because I do have some blogs I have written that explain better on some people's homeschool questions. I'll leave a link to that in the description box. And if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so very much. I'm going to try to get back to posting regularly. Thank you guys so very much to everyone who subscribed. If you like videos like this, give this a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and tell me what you're looking for as far as answers for homeschool. This is headed into my busy season, like I said, and I will be doing more homestead videos for those interested in that, and I will be doing more homeschool videos because as I get ready for my next homeschool year, because I do know that a lot of people get especially nervous, especially in the summer. That was a lot of especiallys. Because school is getting ready to start and they're not sure what to do and they're trying to prep for that. So stay tuned, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Stay safe out there.